What to do when you feel seemingly powerless, a practical guide. Feeling powerless is a universal human experience, something almost everyone encounters at various points in their lives. It can manifest in many forms, from overwhelming personal challenges to broader societal issues, leaving us feeling paralyzed and without options. However, it's crucial to remember that this state is not permanent. This comprehensive guide offers a compassionate and practical roadmap to help you reclaim your sense of agency and control, even when faced with the most daunting and challenging circumstances. We'll explore the roots of these feelings, provide actionable strategies to shift your perspective, and empower you to build resilience. By the end of this journey, you'll discover that while external forces may be beyond your immediate control, your inner strength and capacity for change are always within reach. Chapter 1. Understanding Powerlessness. Before we can overcome feelings of powerlessness, we must first understand what causes them and how they manifest in our lives. This chapter explores the psychology behind feeling helpless and why our minds sometimes convince us we have no control. Feeling powerless often stems from situations where we perceive a lack of agency over our circumstances or outcomes. It can arise from external events, such as financial difficulties, health issues, or societal injustices, which seem insurmountable. Internally, it can be fueled by limiting beliefs about our capabilities, past traumas, or a pervasive sense of inadequacy. Understanding powerlessness also involves recognizing its signs, which can range from emotional numbness and apathy to anxiety, anger, and depression. It's a state where an individual feels unable to influence or change their environment, leading to a profound sense of helplessness. This psychological response is often a natural reaction to perceived threats or overwhelming challenges, but it can become detrimental if left unaddressed. We feel powerless for a multitude of reasons, including a lack of resources, perceived limitations, or a loss of control over significant life events. Childhood experiences, cultural conditioning, and personal history also play a crucial role in shaping our susceptibility to these feelings. By dissecting these root causes, we can begin to disentangle the complex web of emotions and thoughts that contribute to this pervasive state, paving the way for effective strategies to reclaim our inner strength and agency. What does feeling powerless mean? Feeling powerless is a profound and often debilitating emotional state characterized by an overwhelming sense that you lack the ability to influence your circumstances, control outcomes, or make meaningful changes in your life. It's more than just a passing feeling of frustration, it's a deeply rooted conviction that external forces are insurmountable and your efforts are futile. This perception can arise from a variety of situations, impacting your motivation, well-being, and overall outlook. This pervasive feeling frequently emerges during significant life challenges and periods of intense vulnerability. It can be triggered by, note, prolonged stress or uncertainty, when unpredictable situations persist, eroding your sense of stability and control over daily life. Note, trauma or its aftermath, events that strip away your agency, leaving you with lasting emotional and psychological scars that undermine your capacity to respond. Note, facing seemingly insurmountable global events, large-scale crises, social injustices, or environmental issues that highlight individual limitations in the face of overwhelming collective problems. Note, major life transitions or losses, significant changes, such as job loss, relationship endings, or bereavement, which can leave you feeling adrift and lacking direction. Note, in these moments, the perceived inability to act or affect change can lead to a deep sense of helplessness. If left unaddressed, persistent feelings of powerlessness can have profound and detrimental effects on both mental and physical health. The crucial insight is that recognizing these patterns and understanding the roots of your powerlessness is not a sign of weakness, but rather the essential first step toward reclaiming your inner strength and agency. This awareness empowers you to begin breaking free from the cycle of helplessness and to cultivate resilience, even when external circumstances remain challenging. Why do we feel powerless? The feeling of powerlessness, while deeply personal, often stems from a complex interplay of psychological, neurological, and behavioral factors. It's not merely a lack of effort, but a deeply ingrained response shaped by our experiences and the very architecture of our minds. Understanding these underlying mechanisms is crucial for developing effective strategies to regain control and agency. Recognizing these intricate psychological and neurological mechanisms is vital. It moves us beyond simplistic notions that suggest powerlessness is merely a choice or a lack of willpower. Instead, it highlights the deeply embedded roots of these feelings, offering a more compassionate and informed pathway toward intervention. It explains why simple, just do it, advice often fails, as it overlooks the profound internal barriers that have been established over time. By understanding these roots, we can begin to disentangle the complex web of emotions and thoughts that contribute to this pervasive state, paving the way for effective strategies to reclaim our inner strength and agency. The first step is to understand your feelings. Acknowledging your sense of powerlessness isn't weakness, it's the beginning of transformation. By naming what you feel, you create distance between yourself and the emotion, gaining perspective that enables change. This initial act of recognition is a crucial step towards regaining control, as it shifts you from being a passive recipient of your emotions to an active observer. Ignoring or suppressing these feelings only allows them to fester, deepening the sense of helplessness and making it harder to break free from their grip. When you truly understand the nuances of your emotions, you can begin to identify their triggers and patterns, which is essential for developing effective coping mechanisms. This understanding also fosters self-compassion. By recognizing that feeling powerless is a natural, albeit uncomfortable, human experience, often rooted in complex psychological and environmental factors, you can approach yourself with kindness rather than judgment. This compassionate perspective is vital for building resilience and empowering yourself to take meaningful action. Embracing this first step allows you to note, gain clarity, pinpoint the specific situations or thoughts that contribute to your feelings of powerlessness. Note, identify patterns, recognize recurring emotional responses and their underlying causes. Note, begin problem solving, shift from feeling overwhelmed to actively seeking solutions and strategies. Note, cultivate self-awareness, deepen your connection to your inner emotional landscape, a foundational element for personal growth. Chapter 2. Breaking the Cycle, How to Regain Control. Once we understand the roots of powerlessness, as explored in the previous chapter, we can begin the practical work of reclaiming control. This chapter focuses on actionable strategies that gradually rebuild your sense of agency. Moving beyond mere comprehension, we will delve into the transformative process that empowers you to shift from feeling overwhelmed to actively shaping your reality. Regaining control is not a sudden event, but a deliberate journey of self-discovery and consistent effort. It involves a strategic blend of internal shifts and external actions, designed to dismantle the barriers that contribute to feelings of helplessness. The path forward, as visually represented above, begins with deep introspection and moves through stages of embracing your circumstances, taking decisive steps, and ultimately fostering continuous personal development. By applying the principles outlined in this section, you will learn to navigate challenges with greater resilience, identify levers of influence within your reach, and cultivate a mindset that recognizes your inherent capacity for change. Each strategy is designed to build upon the last, creating a solid foundation for lasting empowerment and a renewed sense of purpose. Identify your source of powerlessness. Different sources of powerlessness require different approaches and understanding. To effectively regain control, it's crucial to dedicate time to honest self-reflection and pinpoint what specifically is driving your feelings of helplessness. This clarity is the first step towards developing targeted strategies. Past trauma, unprocessed or unresolved experiences where you genuinely lacked control can profoundly shape your current perceptions and responses. These past events can create deep-seated beliefs about your inability to influence outcomes, leading to a conditioned sense of helplessness even in present situations where you objectively have agency. Addressing these roots is vital for breaking old patterns. Understanding whether your powerlessness stems from external circumstances, deeply ingrained past experiences, or a current mental health state is foundational. This identification allows you to move beyond a vague sense of being overwhelmed and instead begin to categorize and address the specific factors at play, paving the way for more effective and personalized empowerment strategies. Focus on what you can control. The antidote to powerlessness is purposeful action within your sphere of influence. This doesn't mean ignoring larger problems, it means starting where you can make a tangible difference. By actively engaging with what is within your control, you begin to dismantle the feeling of helplessness, building a tangible sense of agency one step at a time. It's about recognizing that even in the face of overwhelming external forces, your internal locus of control remains a powerful tool. Quote, "You cannot control the wind, but you can adjust your sails." End quote. This timeless wisdom underscores the essence of personal empowerment. While external circumstances are often beyond our command, our response and direction are always within our reach. It's about focusing energy on adaptable strategies rather than resigning to fate. Start with micro actions. Even the smallest deliberate acts can serve as powerful reminders of your capacity to influence your immediate environment and well-being. These seemingly insignificant actions accumulate, creating a ripple effect that gradually reclaims your sense of power. This is not about achieving grand successes immediately, but about consistent, small victories that cultivate an enduring sense of control over your life. Challenge negative thoughts. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful. They can either empower us or trap us in cycles of powerlessness. Often, feelings of being overwhelmed or stuck are rooted in unexamined negative thought patterns that distort reality and limit our perceived options. Learning to identify and actively dispute these patterns is a cornerstone of regaining agency and shifting your perspective. Identify the thought. The first crucial step is to become aware of the negative thoughts as they arise. These often manifest as absolute statements about yourself, your situation, or the future, such as, "I'll never figure this out. I always fail at everything." Catching them in the moment prevents them from spiraling into pervasive feelings of powerlessness. Question it. Once identified, subject these thoughts to critical scrutiny. Ask yourself, is there any evidence to support this thought? Is it completely true, or is there another way to look at this situation? Have I ever succeeded at anything similar in the past? This active questioning creates distance between you and the thought, reducing its emotional impact. Reframe. Finally, consciously reframe the negative thought into a more balanced and realistic one. Instead of succumbing to despair, consider, while this is challenging, I've overcome difficult things before. I can tackle this by breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps. This shifts your focus from perceived helplessness to actionable possibilities and past resilience. Cognitive distortions like catastrophizing, expecting the worst outcome, and all-or-nothing thinking, seeing things in extreme black and white terms, frequently amplify feelings of powerlessness. Actively challenging these ingrained thought patterns is a powerful mental exercise that gradually weakens their hold. This process empowers you to foster a more resilient mindset, one where you recognize your capacity to influence your emotional landscape and respond constructively to challenges, rather than being paralyzed by them. Chapter 3. Practical Empowerment Strategies. Now that we've explored the foundations of powerlessness and begun to shift our perspective, this chapter provides concrete tools and practices to build lasting resilience and personal power. Moving from understanding to action, we'll delve into actionable strategies designed to cultivate inner strength and proactive coping mechanisms. This section offers practical approaches to integrate into your daily life, transforming insights into tangible steps towards regaining control and fostering a more empowered existence. You will learn how to build resilience through consistent routines, leverage supportive relationships, and harness the power of visualization to shape your reality. Ultimately, this chapter aims to equip you with a robust toolkit to navigate life's challenges, reaffirming that true agency lies within your grasp. Build resilience through routine and support. Ultimately, these consistent practices are not merely coping mechanisms, they are proactive strategies that build your psychological immune system, making you intrinsically more resilient when inevitably facing life's challenges. They empower you to actively shape your environment and emotional landscape, reinforcing the profound truth that your capacity for agency is always within reach. In the journey to reclaim personal power, two foundational pillars stand out: the establishment of consistent routines and the cultivation of strong, meaningful social connections. These elements work in tandem to create a robust psychological infrastructure, equipping you with the stability and support needed to navigate challenges without succumbing to feelings of powerlessness. By intentionally structuring your days and nurturing your relationships, you actively build your capacity to adapt, recover, and thrive. Establish anchoring routines. Creating predictable daily rituals is paramount for providing a sense of structure and stability, especially when external circumstances feel chaotic or overwhelming. These routines act as internal anchors, offering psychological safety and a consistent framework for your day, which in turn reduces decision fatigue and anxiety. They help to ground you in the present and provide a steady rhythm to your life, reinforcing a sense of control over your immediate environment. Consistently engaging in these simple, intentional acts can profoundly impact your mental well-being, creating a bedrock of stability from which to face any uncertainty. Manage information input. In an age of constant connectivity, intentionally reducing your exposure to overwhelming or negative content is a critical act of self-preservation. Unchecked consumption of news and social media can fuel anxiety, foster a sense of helplessness, and distort your perception of reality, making feelings of powerlessness more acute. By curating what information you let into your mental space, you protect your peace and preserve your emotional resources. This conscious filtering allows you to remain informed without becoming inundated, fostering a clearer, more empowered perspective. Cultivate meaningful connection. Feelings of isolation often exacerbate powerlessness, making the cultivation of meaningful social connections a vital component of resilience. Humans are inherently social beings, and strong relationships provide emotional support, diverse perspectives, and a sense of belonging that counters feelings of being alone in your struggles. Intentional relationship building creates a network of support that can uplift you during challenging times and remind you of your inherent value. These connections serve as a powerful buffer against adversity, reminding you that you are part of a larger community and that help is available when you need it. Seek help and use visualization. Professional support. When powerlessness stems from deep trauma or mental health conditions, professional guidance provides crucial support. Note: therapists can help process unresolved experiences. Note: evidence-based approaches like CBT or EMDR are especially effective. Note: support groups offer validation and shared wisdom. Visualization practices. Visualization activates the same neural pathways as actual experience, building confidence. Note: imagine yourself handling difficult situations successfully. Note: recall past moments of strength and resilience. You are not powerless. You have complete authority over your responses, even when you can't control external circumstances. This internal locus of control is your ultimate source of power, allowing you to choose your attitude, interpret events, and decide how to move forward, regardless of what life throws your way. The journey to empowerment happens through consistent small actions, not dramatic overnight changes. Each tiny step, no matter how insignificant it feels, builds momentum and confidence, proving to yourself that you are capable of driving meaningful change in your life. Your capacity for growth and adaptation is truly amazing when you move beyond perceived limitations and open yourself to new perspectives. By challenging old narratives and embracing a mindset of continuous learning, you unlock a world of opportunities you never knew existed. Your journey from helplessness to hope starts now, and it is a continuous process of self-discovery and resilience. Every time you take action despite fear, bravely question a limiting belief, or courageously reach for support, you're not just reclaiming a piece of your power, you're reinforcing the profound truth that your inner strength is boundless. This ongoing commitment to yourself is what truly defines your path. You're actively writing a new, empowering story for your life, and you hold the pen, shaping every chapter with intention and purpose.